Hey guys, Christian here with another video. In this video, we're going to go ahead and go over 5 things to remember when preparing for your first notarization. Alright, so you received your commission, you got all your supplies, and you recorded your bond with the county recorder. Now, you've scheduled your first notarization. If you are nervous about getting your first notarization right, trust me, you're not alone. I remember my first notarization, and it didn't go very well. So let's make sure what happened to me doesn't happen to you. We want to make sure that you perform the notarization properly and that you are prepared for any issue that may arise. Having the following items with you at all times will help you be ready for any situation and complete the notarizations correctly. Alright, so number 1, don't forget your seal and journal. These are vital tools of your trade, so before you set out on your first assignment, be sure that you have them with you. If you have an ink seal, be sure that you have enough ink to make a clear seal impression. Alright, so if you don't have a seal with you, you can't notarize. If you don't have a journal with you, you can't write down the signer's information, so technically you're not notarizing it. If you do happen to stamp their document anyways and notarize it on their end, that's improper and that would actually be illegal. So you have to be sure to take both of those. If you don't have a seal, there's no notary to be done. If you don't have a journal, there's no notary to be done at all. Alright, so number 2, bring blank copies of the correct notarial certificate wording for different acts, acknowledgments, and jurats. So if the signer's document doesn't have pre-printed certificate wording, or it has notarial wording from another state other than California, you will need to complete and attach the correct certificate with the proper wording to the document. You can download the correct jurat and acknowledgement forms from our Resource Center page. Having copies of the correct California attachments can save both you and the signer valuable time and avoid the need to postpone or reschedule the notarization. So it's very simple. Just carry acknowledgments with you and jurats, like I said, or like we wrote right here. You could download those from the Resource Center on the website. Always carry about like 10 of them with you. I would say minimum carry 10 acknowledgments, 10 jurats at all times. It's happened to me before where I go to an appointment and we have like 8 acknowledgments to complete. It catches you by surprise sometimes. Sometimes the signers, they don't know how many signatures they need notarized. So always be prepared on your end. Carry about minimum of 10 and always carry them. Don't count on the signer having the correct verbiage on their end. Often, actually most of the time that I notarize docs, they tend to be from other states. It's weird. I don't know if it's a area I live in, but yeah, that's the case. So always carry acknowledgments and jurats. Should be good to go with those two. Don't forget paper clips. So technically for any document to be notarized, the attachment must be attached. So if you do happen to add an attachment to your notarized or to the document that you'll be notarizing, it has to be either stapled or paper clipped together. So it must legally be or technically be attached for it to be valid. So bringing pre-printed notarial wording won't do you any good if you can't attach it to the document. You can take a stapler, but that might be a pain for some of you. You may easily take paper clips in substitution to the stapler. It will technically be attached and you can carry a large supply in your bag without taking up much space. So that might be a problem. That might be an issue for a lot of you, carrying a stapler in your bag if you have a bag. So it's just easier to carry paper clips. You can carry a bunch of them and still get the job done. So yeah, just always remind them to keep the documents paper clipped together. Alright, so carry extra pens with you. This is very important. Yes, it has happened to me where I get to my appointment and I struggle to find pens. Don't let that be you. And when that has happened to me, believe me, like, you just begin to panic, because that's just one of the things that are essential to you being a notary. You should have a lot of pens at all times. Don't count on them having pens. They're most likely counting on you to have pens. So you can't finish the notarization if nobody has a pen, and often your clients rely on you for pens. Make sure your pens have ink. Always carry plenty of extra pens. They don't have to be the fancy ones. In this case, buy in bulk. Sometimes pens get left behind. So there was a point when I was running through massive amounts of pens, and I was making mistakes. I was buying the expensive ones, and it gets pretty pricey because sometimes you forget it. Sometimes the clients are holding it in their hand. And you're like, should I ask for it? No, I don't know. So yeah, they get they get left behind sometimes. Sometimes you forget about it, sometimes you don't. So a great idea is to, if you can, for future reference, it's a great marketing technique. Place your phone number and your name on the pens. So that's always neat if you can do that. If not, just buy a lot of pens. You could buy a bunch of them, 99 cents store, whatever. Just have a lot of them at all times. All right, so bring your California Notary Handbook. So if you studied well and if you have great memory retention, then you probably won't need this. But for a lot of us, we will need to carry around a California Notary Handbook at least for maybe a few weeks, maybe a few months, depending on how quickly you memorize this. But it's important to have one of these handy with you. You could download this from our resource center page in case you need one. All right, so having your state notary handbook will make the difference between a smooth first notarization and having to reschedule or stop altogether. You may download this free California State Notary Handbook on our resource center page. The information in this handbook will give you access to the answers related to notary state laws and official procedures. You can also email or call me at any time. So I wrote that in there. I'm being serious about that. Email me. I'm usually at my computer. Call me at any time. You have my phone number. My phone number is listed on the website. I will answer any questions that you have. And I know sometimes we panic, but it's better to call and to get it answered than to get a call from a client that could possibly be upset because they have to waste their time to get the documents redone. So if you have any questions, call me. If not, carry your notary handbook. That's what it's there for. It's there to answer any questions you may have. And it's a neat book. It's not too long. You should be able to find the answers to any question that you may have regarding your notarization. So if you carry those 5 things, you should have a successful first notarization. Let's go over them again. Don't forget your seal and your journal. Bring blank copies of the correct notarial certificate wording for different acts, acknowledgments, jurats. Don't forget paper clips. Carry extra pens with you. Bring your California Notary Handbook. All right, that's it. Let me know if you guys have any questions. info@mynotaryclass.com. Thank you guys. We'll be back with another video very soon. Thank you. Have a great day.